Good afternoon and welcome back to today's live video. This is honestly the video that I was looking forward to doing the most, mainly because it's all hands-on. So for you guys at home who haven't had the chance to try the products yet, it's a good time for you to actually see how we're supposed to be applying, how we're supposed to be removing, and all that stuff. And really, giving myself a facial is probably my favorite thing ever. It's my moment of relaxation that I take. I do it the full thing once a week, but twice a week I'll be doing my exfoliation. So what we're going to be doing today is I am going to do my pre-cleanse, which is going to be my makeup removal, eyes and lips. Then we're going to do my deep cleanse with my soft net, my facial brush. Then we're going to do my exfoliation, and I'll just kind of guide you through the steps for you guys to be able to do your facial at home until you're able to go back to the spa and get it done by somebody else. It's always nice to get it done by somebody else, but as we mentioned a couple of times, it's really cool for you to be able to do it at home so you can maintain all of the stuff that your esthetician is normally doing. So first things first, hair up, we're good to go. Hair is out of the face. Second thing, make sure you wash your hands. Before you do anything on your face, we're talking about even just if you're applying your moisturizer, make sure you wash your hands before doing anything else. So I've already cleaned my hands. We're gonna get straight to it. So for my cleansing, I'm going to use the Cellular Matrix Cleansing Milk. Now, I have talked about this previously in the initial video for how to pick your cleansing milks versus foaming gels. Cleansing milks should always be done dry. Now, depending on how much makeup you have, you could either apply it in your hands directly, massage it around without making it penetrate, or you can apply it on gauze. So what I will do is I'm going to do about a pump and a half on my hands, and we're just going to apply it everywhere. Now, if you noticed, I did not do like this. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you're doing this, you are wasting so much product, and then you're going to run through it much faster. So I'm just massaging it around, trying to lift off any makeup that I had. Okay, don't forget your neck. And then we're going to take our gauze. At home, you can take the cotton pads if you want. I work with gauze all the time, so just used to it. And we're gonna wipe off. So as I have mentioned in previous videos, I'm always saying how sensitive my skin is. And this is also why I wanted to do this video today, so that you guys can actually see how my skin does get pretty rosy very fast. But it is really just because anytime I do any contact on it, that's pretty much what happens. But all right, so there's no more powder. I didn't have any heavy duty foundation or anything like that. But we're gonna take off lipstick as well. So that too, and this is a stain, and you're gonna see how nice it comes off. So pretty much instantly. Now, I don't have a mirror when I'm doing this, so I'm going based on what I see. All right, superficial cleanse is done. Now, I did prepare next to my station a bowl of water, because I am going to be rinsing my foaming cleansers with some water. So as my foaming cleanser, I'm going with the soft net. So this, any foaming cleanser in Nelly, and this is a very strong recommendation for you guys at home, even if you're using it in the shower, you really don't need a lot of product. So if you're using more, you're just wasting it, and you're gonna take longer to rinse it off. So apply it all over. And this, I always add a bit of water to make it glide. Go in your neck, your décolleté. So remember, your foaming cleansers are your bacteriostatic cleanser, right? So we rebalance our bacterial flora, we kind of prevent any future breakouts by strengthening our skin's natural defenses. On top of this, you don't have to do it all the time if you don't want to. I like doing it just because it does give me that spa type of feel. I'm going to take my toner, which in this case is going to be soothing lotion. Spray it around. And then I take my facial brush, which I had soaking in water before to soften the bristles. And then I'm going to start my brushing. So I always start at the base of my neck, at the base of my décolleté actually, and I'm going to work my way up. So the brushing, do around your lips, the brushing is really good to disencrust, but also get your blood circulation going. And then I go back down on my neck. Put it back in water. Take your gauze, wet cloth, cottons. You could also just rinse it out in the shower if you wanted to. Just remember that for your facial brush, you don't want to leave it in the shower because it is going to create a lot of humidity, and then that's where bacteria forms, which is not good. And I'm going to rinse. Now I am trying to go much faster than I normally do when I'm doing this because I don't want to keep you guys here for 30 minutes, but I'm going to do 2 rinses just to make sure I have nothing left before we go on to our next steps, which is going to be exfoliation. So for the people who do have a more sensitive skin and who decide to do their 2-step cleansing, we're going to go with the foaming wash for sensitive skin. So you can use the brush if you want to, you don't necessarily have to. You are going to get really all of the benefits from it, whether you use it or not, as far as the deep cleansing effect goes. You're just not going to get the blood, the oxygenation benefit from it. So I'm just going to absorb any excess water. Before you're applying your exfoliant, you should always make sure that your skin is actually dry. This is just going to allow the product to work faster and you also not waiting as long before you are able to work it off. So what I've done is that I did put a towel on my lap because normally I would be doing this over a sink. Today we're going to be doing the 3-minute gommage. For those of you at home, especially if you were maybe not as disciplined when you purchased it initially, just make sure you shake it a bit first. And I always start with about this much, and that should be good enough. Now remember, I did mention that anybody who has really sensitive skin, you're going to feel the tingle much more. I do have sensitive skin, but I very much enjoy this tingling effect. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it's stronger and that it's doing something better for me. Spread down your neck. Okay, that looks pretty even to me. So it doesn't actually have to be a perfectly even layer. It can be pretty much like this. At least this looks somewhat even to me. I'm gonna do a little bit on my décolleté as well. We want to keep everything as young as possible, and really the key to making sure that all of my other products are going to be penetrating is that if I'm well exfoliated, everything's going to go in much deeper. So this one, so 3-minute gommage, just a reminder, is going to be for your thick skins, oilier skins, anybody who has a lot of pigmentation. We're going to go with this one. Apply it, leave it on for a minute to a minute and a half. I love seeing you guys pop up. Thank you for joining us. So you leave it on for a minute to a minute and a half, and you're going to see that it kind of goes a little bit clearer. It's not going to go fully clear, and it's okay. If it goes fully clear, it's probably because you either didn't put enough or you waited half an hour, which you really don't need to be doing. The other thing that I did mention, I believe in one of my previous videos, is that if you forget your 3-minute gommage on, because it is a question that comes up quite often, If you leave it on for a bit too long, what happens is that when it's too dry, you feel like you can't really massage it off or anything like that. So what you can do is you can use your toner as well as your facial brush, and then you're going to spray your toner around and just brush everything off. So I know my gouache is ready now. Perfect. So I always kind of test my my texture to see if it's starting to roll off. And I like to work from the décolleté up. Now getting red is normal, I've mentioned it. Oh, it feels so good. I've been waiting for this for about a week now. I was excited to do this with you. So the removal process, as you see, it's really not something that's very long, especially if you've waited the good amount of time. I think this is all off now. All right, so next step, we're going to rinse it off. So take a little water, and this is what I do, especially if I don't have a towel. Rehumidify, and then we're going to rinse. So exfoliation twice a week, and you're going to see huge improvements as far as your product penetration and just global results. I'm reading your comments at the same time. I've stumbled onto this video, but I've learned so much. I'm glad. New quarantine routine. It's a good time, honestly, especially if you have nothing else to do at home, or even for the people who are working at home. It's a good way to kind of break down from your daily routine of working from home. And you know, we're home all the time, but we maybe not take the time as much as we normally would. So it's a good time to start just installing a few extra steps to our routine. All right, so this seems like it's perfectly rinsed to me. Just going to wipe off any excess water. Then we're gonna take our toner. So toner, we always say how you can use 3 to 4 pumps, and it's really more than enough. I feel like there's never enough toner, so I use much more than that. I do this all day long at my desk many times a day. It just feels really nice. It cools everything down, and it's just the best way to prepare your skin. So when your skin is still damp, remember I did talk about how your skin is going to be that much more permeable, so it is going to absorb much more, excuse me. So it is going to absorb much more when your skin is damp. So that's why also I put a little bit more. So now that my skin is still damp, we're going to do the lifting peptide serum. So I do the lifting peptide serum because I feel like it's just a beautiful formula. You have a really nice tightening effect that's pretty much instant. And it works on just maintaining the youth. You have a lot of anti-inflammatories. So for somebody who's looking to get anti-aging, but for younger skin, or really more of like an age management type of regimen, this is going to be the good one. And if you notice, I'm always bringing down all of my products on my décolleté as well. On top of that, so I'm doing like my nighttime routine right now. On top of that, I'm gonna do Radiance oil. So you need about 4 drops of this one. The Radiance oil, remember, it does have the melatonin in it, so boosts your antioxidants and just makes your skin regenerate overnight, gives you a beautiful rested look. So you need about 4 drops of it, and you're able to really spread it around. And personally, I really don't mind having shinier skin when I'm going to bed. I just feel like I wake up and my skin looks super plump. Next, Hydrosol Plus Cream. So Hydrosol Plus is kind of like the go-to for anybody who just has really dehydrated skin. So you know your skin is dehydrated when it just feels like it's constantly pulling, but that you do have some oil secretions as well. So if I have a shiny T-zone, well, it could be that, yes, I have a combination skin, but I really do need that hydration as well. So when you see the first signs of aging, that generally it's going to be in your forehead area, because yes, we're expressive and all that stuff, but it's also going to help to plump everything out since we are stimulating your natural hyaluronic acid. Is Radiance Oil okay for sensitive skins? Yes, it is, absolutely. Both of the new products, so your lifting peptide serum as well as the Radiance Oil, are adapted for sensitive skins. Because we're always talking about how it is a little bit more difficult to approach anti-aging for anybody who has red, sensitive, or reactive skins, but these products are totally fine. You're gonna get really, really nice results and a lot of anti-inflammatory benefits, which is really what we wanna do for our sensitive and red skins. So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm gonna do just a little mask application. I'm not going to leave it for the full duration of the time, but just before I do that, actually I'll do it at the same time. You can use, some people always ask me if I use a brush or my hands. Personally, I use my hands almost all the time, just because I find the application is better and I'm using less product, but today we're gonna do the brush. Should have put on my glasses for this, or had a mirror. So you can go really cover your eyelids. I will not, just because I have mascara still. Look at this, flawless. So this is what you're gonna look like at home when you're doing this, which is always cool. So, Lifestyle Mask is really for your hydration. Like I said, I'm not gonna actually leave it, but it's just to show you, this is really pretty much what it's gonna look like. And I normally just spread it around to make a thinner application, because you don't really need that much product like in a thick layer. So I'm gonna start rinsing right away so that I don't have a hard time removing it afterwards, again, since I don't have a towel. But the other mask that you could be looking into, especially at home, once everything starts to reopen, whenever you have a big event coming up, you're gonna go with the lifting complex mask, which is like a peptide mask. So that one is going to be, yes, anti-aging. It's gonna be tightening, it's gonna be hydrating. You're gonna get everything in it. So I know that one of the questions that's going to be coming up is, do I need to always do serum, oil, cream, and mask on top? The answer is no, you do not. I do this simply because those are steps that are part of my full skincare routine at home. But before you do your mask, you can also just do your cleanser, deep cleanser, exfoliant, and then do your toner, put your mask on top, and then once you finish, mask duration is 10-15 minutes. Once you finish that, after that you can do your serum, oil, cream according to your skin type. And then you can just go to sleep after. All right. So again, looks like it's all rinsed. We're good. Perfect. So once that's done, again, anytime you rinse your skin with water, you should be, see, I told you I can't see. Anytime you rinse your skin with water, you should always be using your toner afterwards to rebalance pH of your skin. And then when your skin is still damp, I've already done serum, oil, and cream, so I'm just gonna finish off with my cream to seal off my hydration. All right. So when we're talking about the creams, if you notice, I did the same thing. I don't put it in my hand and then massage it around, because then my hands are going to absorb everything, and I will be going through my product much quicker. Go down your neck, décolleté, and then you have your little at-home facial. So just a recap, we're doing our superficial cleanse, makeup removal. We're gonna be doing our deep cleanser with the foaming cleanser according to your skin type, ideally with your facial brush as well. After that, we're doing our exfoliant. Pick your exfoliant. If you're not sure which one is for your skin type, just ask your esthetician which one is the best for you. Then we're going to do, after you're done doing your exfoliant, you're going to do rinsing, toner, serum, oil, cream, mask. Then 10-15 minutes later, we're going to rinse it off and finish off with our toner, our moisturizer, and then we're good to go. If you're doing this as part of like your daytime routine, if you're doing it more in the morning before carrying on with your daily activities, just make sure you do finish off with your SPF. So if you have any questions, put them in the comment box. I am going to see if there was any other questions that I did not answer. All right, I don't think there was any other questions today, but if you do, just put them in the comment box and I will answer as the day goes on. I am going to be coming back in about 30 minutes for the French version. So there's always a few things that I mention in one of the languages and the other one I don't. So tune in if you want to learn more. Thanks.